Oh, good to see you. Good to be with you. Today, if you don't have time to read the blog associated with this video, go there anyway and just look at the pictures. I've got some slides. The theme today is composting the ugly. Composting, you take kitchen scraps and other things and put them outside in a special area, and after a while there's an organic decomposition process that ends up with fertilizer. And I want to start with the thought that God is the great composter. God is the great composter. And composting the ugly, well, there's enough to go around. We all have our own stuff, and everybody does. And we can look at other people's stuff and get angry or intimidated, or we can notice our own reactions of anger and fear and anxiety and focus on those. And that's well, you get the idea of where I'm going. So, how do we handle our stuff? Well, the answer in 5 quick points is believe and rejoice. Allow, this is point number 2, allow the divine spirit to transform your mind. Number 3, believe the promises. For example, happy are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Not quite ready to hunger and thirst for righteousness yet? Need an on-ramp to hungering and thirsting for righteousness? Well, then, think about your friends and the qualities you admire in your friends, and start there. Next, be realistic. Jesus said, out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false witness, slander. Well, some of us have more than others of us of one or the other of those. But, there's a range, and we human beings have our evolutionary story, we've got our, anyway, we've all got our own stuff. The next part is, and this is part 5, if you've been counting, do your part. That's composting. What that means is when you sense the ugly stirring in you, then stop and focus on it. I was asking my wife yesterday how do you grow in patience, for example? And you have to focus. She said, tell me more. You have to stop and focus. Well, after the conversation, the idea of stop and focus on it. So what do you do at that point? Okay, you're focusing on it. I mean, you get out the microscope and dig it up by the roots, and occasionally we have, can be worth doing that. But for the most part, rechanneling the energies. Composting for me is, our part in the process. The transformation is already a process that we've said yes to, and we're cooperating with that progress by doing our part in the cleansing of what we can do, given the fact that the divine spirit within is, doing the heavy lifting that we can't do. But we've got some lifting to do too, and that's where the, making the moral decisions that integrate the relevant facts and values comes in, and that rechanneling the positive energies towards the beautiful meanings and values and ideals that were just kind of not happening when this little, wisp of a stir of ugliness or a real unbeautiful moment that you wish you had been in a different place. So that didn't happen. So this is the last part of it, as you're orienting positively, what you're doing is you're seeking for perfection in the love of God. Call that step 6 if you like. And I'll simply close by reminding viewers of this universal family program that no matter what is going on in your life and in our world, always know that you are divinely created, infinitely loved, evolutionary, free will, son or daughter of the living God whose spirit lives within you. Good day.